My name is Aisha, and this is my story. For most of my life, I followed the traditions and beliefs handed down by my family, my culture, and my faith. I grew up deeply devoted to my religion, Islam, respecting its teachings, cherishing its practices, and finding comfort in its structure. I sincerely sought to connect with God, always longing for clarity, peace, and spiritual understanding. But there was always something within me, a quiet curiosity and a longing for deeper spiritual connection. Despite following the teachings faithfully, I often felt a lingering emptiness, a yearning for intimacy with God that I couldn't fully understand or express openly. Everything changed dramatically one day, unexpectedly, when I faced a serious health crisis. I became extremely ill, and my condition worsened quickly. Doctors did everything they could, but despite their best efforts, my body began shutting down. Eventually, my heart stopped beating, and in that moment, my life on earth ended. But death wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of something extraordinary. As I drifted upward from my body, I realized I was experiencing something deeply profound, a gentle, peaceful transition into another realm, unlike anything I'd ever imagined. I felt no fear, only a deep peace, a comfort so profound that words can't adequately describe it. In this radiant, peaceful place, a figure gently approached me. His presence was warm, deeply compassionate, and overwhelmingly loving. Although I'd never seen him before, something deep within me immediately recognized who he was. It was Jesus Christ. I felt instantly overwhelmed by his incredible presence, not judgmental, harsh, or distant, but deeply loving, patient, and compassionate beyond human comprehension. My mind raced with questions, confusion, and amazement. Growing up Muslim, I respected Jesus as a prophet, but I never imagined I'd encounter him like this, face to face. Before I could speak, Jesus gently greeted me by name. "Aisha," he said softly. "I know your heart. I've always known you." His voice was gentle, understanding, and deeply comforting, speaking directly to my soul. Immediately, I felt seen, known, and perfectly understood. The emptiness I'd felt throughout my life suddenly began to fade, replaced by an extraordinary sense of peace. In that moment, confusion filled my heart, but also immense curiosity. Gathering my courage, I finally asked him the question I'd been longing to ask my whole life. "Who are you, truly?" He looked at me lovingly, gently replying, "I am the one you've been searching for your entire life, the way, the truth, and the life." His words penetrated deeply into my soul, shaking the foundations of my understanding. In that gentle moment, without judgment, he began lovingly revealing to me who he truly was, the embodiment of divine love, compassion, forgiveness, and spiritual fulfillment. He showed me moments from my life where I sincerely sought deeper connection with God, privately questioning whether there was something more profound than what I'd known. He showed me clearly how, through every prayer and quiet longing, he was already there, gently calling me, patiently waiting for me to fully recognize him. Feeling deeply humbled yet confused, I gently asked another sincere question. "All my life, I've known you as a prophet, respected and revered, but you're so much more than that, aren't you?" He gently nodded, compassionately responding, "I am. My love for you and for all humanity is divine, infinite, and eternal. I desire personal relationship, intimacy, and closeness with each soul." Listening to him speak, something deep within me shifted profoundly. It wasn't a condemnation of my previous beliefs or family traditions, but rather a revelation of deeper truth, an invitation into a more intimate and personal connection with God, something I'd always quietly desired but never fully understood was even possible. I then gently asked him another heartfelt question. "If you are truly who you say you are, why didn't I clearly understand this earlier in my life?" Jesus replied compassionately and patiently, "Many hearts seek God sincerely, yet struggle due to traditions, misunderstandings, or fear. But the moment your heart sincerely desires to know truth and love, it is found. Your heart longed deeply and sincerely. Your desire for truth led you here. In his words, I felt no rejection of my past, only profound compassion and understanding. He gently showed me how cultural traditions, family expectations, and genuine misunderstandings often made it difficult for people like me to see clearly or experience the deeper personal connection with God that our souls deeply crave. I understood clearly that it wasn't judgment or condemnation he was offering. It was a deeply compassionate invitation into genuine intimacy with God himself. Standing before him, I gently asked another important question clearly. Is religion the path to you, or is there something deeper I didn't understand? He responded lovingly, religion often attempts to guide humanity, but true connection with me is deeper and more personal, rooted in genuine intimacy, relationship, compassion, and trust. My heart desires closeness with you personally, not merely religious ritual or practice. His words resonated profoundly, gently guiding me toward understanding that genuine spiritual connection was much more intimate, personal, and direct than I'd ever realized. Religion had given structure and guidance, but this was something deeper: personal relationship, profound love, and intimacy directly with God through him. As I stood before Jesus, something profound and beautiful began unfolding in my heart. I felt clarity, fulfillment, and an incredible sense of love, beyond anything I'd previously imagined possible. In that peaceful place, I quietly began understanding clearly. My heart had found its true home in him. Standing there with Jesus, my heart was overcome with profound gratitude and amazement. For the first time in my life, I was experiencing a love so pure, gentle, and personal that it felt as if my entire being had finally come home. Yet within my heart, questions lingered, deep questions I'd carried quietly all my life. Gathering my courage, I softly asked, Jesus, I was taught to believe certain things my whole life. Are my family, my culture, my people wrong? He gently looked at me, compassion shining clearly in his eyes, and softly responded, Aisha, your family and people sincerely seek God according to their understanding. Many hearts genuinely long for truth and intimacy with God, but may not always clearly see the fullness of that truth. No sincere heart seeking God with humility and openness is ever rejected. But genuine spiritual fulfillment, personal intimacy, and true peace come fully through me. As he spoke, I deeply felt his compassion, not condemnation, not anger, but a profound understanding that many sincere souls, including my own family and community, genuinely sought God from their hearts. But I also realized clearly that his invitation to a deeper relationship was an offer of something even more profound, personal, and intimate than I'd known was possible. He continued gently, human beings often limit God by their traditions, interpretations, and cultural understandings. My desire isn't just to reveal spiritual knowledge, it's to offer direct, intimate relationship with each soul, including yours. My heart felt deeply moved. I understood clearly. This wasn't about religious rivalry or arguments about who was right or wrong. It was an invitation toward genuine spiritual intimacy, a relationship far beyond traditions, rituals, and religious labels. I then asked another heartfelt question clearly. If you are the truth and the path to God, why does the world have so many religions and different spiritual beliefs? He responded gently and patiently, human beings naturally search for spiritual meaning, but human interpretations often differ due to culture, history, and personal understandings. Yet beneath these differences is humanity's universal longing for love, truth, compassion, and connection. My desire is to meet each soul exactly where they are and guide them into the fullness of truth, love, and eternal peace found through me. Listening clearly, I understood profoundly. Human diversity in spiritual beliefs wasn't necessarily about deception or intentional confusion. Rather, humanity collectively sought connection with God, often interpreting truths differently through culture, tradition, and personal understanding. Yet the deeper, ultimate truth, intimate relationship with God, was fully realized in Jesus himself. Feeling deeply humbled yet comforted, I asked another sincere question gently. Lord, what is it exactly that makes you different from prophets, teachers, or other spiritual figures? He lovingly replied, Aisha, I am not merely a messenger, prophet, or teacher. I embody God's infinite love and presence fully. Through me, humanity experiences not just guidance, but true intimacy, eternal forgiveness, infinite compassion, and complete restoration. My love doesn't merely point toward God, it is God's presence fully revealed to humanity. I felt his words deeply, realizing clearly that Jesus wasn't simply offering guidance or teachings about God, but he was the actual living expression of God's infinite love and presence. This truth overwhelmed my heart profoundly, showing me that the intimacy, closeness, and spiritual fulfillment I'd always longed for was fully and personally accessible through him. I then asked sincerely another question gently. If people genuinely seek truth and love through other beliefs, will you still meet them there? He compassionately reassured me clearly. Aisha, any soul genuinely seeking truth, love, and God with humility and sincerity will find me. My presence transcends human barriers, traditions, and misunderstandings. I lovingly pursue every heart, patiently inviting souls into intimate relationship, no matter their starting point. His reassurance profoundly comforted me. I saw clearly that God's love, embodied perfectly through Jesus, patiently pursued every human soul, regardless of religious background, tradition, or culture. Genuine spiritual seeking, humility, and openness would ultimately guide every soul toward the fullness of truth, compassion, and intimacy he offered. Standing before him, my heart deeply understood clearly. This wasn't about condemning others or rejecting my heritage. It was about recognizing that the spiritual longing and emptiness within me had finally been answered through personal intimacy and profound connection with Jesus himself. I gently asked him another important question clearly. Lord, what should I do when I return? How do I share what I've learned without hurting those I love or creating division? He lovingly responded compassionately, When you return, simply share your experience with gentle humility, sincere love, and authentic compassion. Demonstrate the fullness of love and peace you found in me through how you live, speak, and love others. Hearts are moved most deeply through authentic love, humility, and genuine transformation, not through arguments or divisions. Listening to his gentle advice, I deeply understood my role wasn't to force others to accept my experience or create tension. Instead, it was to authentically embody the love, humility, compassion, and intimacy I'd discovered, allowing the transformation in my heart and life to lovingly speak clearly to others. I then asked another deeply personal question gently, Lord, will you help me when I face misunderstanding, rejection, or challenges because of this experience? Jesus gently reassured me compassionately, Aisha, I will never leave you. I will guide you, strengthen you, comfort you, and support you continually. My presence, love, and compassion will be your strength and refuge during every challenge. You're never alone. In that moment, profound peace filled my heart. I understood clearly that no challenge, misunderstanding, or rejection I'd face could separate me from his comforting presence and loving guidance. His compassion, intimacy, and strength would always surround me clearly. Standing in his presence, my heart felt deeply transformed, no longer defined merely by religious identity or tradition, but by personal intimacy, infinite love, and authentic spiritual connection found completely in Jesus. This was not about judgment or condemnation. It was a beautiful, deeply personal invitation toward genuine spiritual fulfillment, infinite compassion, profound intimacy, and everlasting peace abundantly available in Him. As I stood with Jesus, my entire perception of faith, God, and spirituality had become beautifully transformed. The emptiness and quiet longing I'd carried throughout my life now felt completely fulfilled through the profound intimacy and infinite compassion I discovered in Him. Yet even in this peaceful place, deep questions continued rising within me. Questions about my future, my family, and how I would carry this experience back to the life I'd left behind. Gathering my courage, I asked sincerely, "Lord, how can my loved ones understand what I've experienced here? My family deeply believes in their traditions. How can they see this truth clearly?" Jesus gently replied compassionately, "Aisha, your family's hearts are sincere and they genuinely desire to please God. The most powerful testimony is your transformed life, filled with authentic compassion, humility, peace, and unconditional love. Rather than debating or arguing, simply allow your life to reflect the depth of intimacy, peace, and love you've found in me. Authentic love always speaks clearer than words." His words deeply comforted and reassured me. I saw clearly that my task wasn't to convince, debate, or create divisions. Instead, it was simply to live out the extraordinary love, compassion, humility, and peace I'd experienced, allowing others, including my family, to witness firsthand the beautiful transformation and spiritual fulfillment I'd found. I then gently asked him another deeply personal question. "Lord, many who follow you face misunderstanding, rejection, or even persecution. If I follow you openly, will I face these difficulties too?" He gently and compassionately answered, "Following me authentically often brings challenges, misunderstandings, or rejection from those who don't yet understand. Yet know deeply that you're never alone. My presence, comfort, and strength will be with you continually. Every challenge you face for me will bring profound spiritual growth, intimacy, courage, and eternal rewards far beyond any earthly struggle." Hearing his comforting words, my heart filled with courage. I understood clearly that following Jesus genuinely might involve misunderstandings or hardships, but his promise of continual support, infinite love, strength, and eternal peace would always sustain and guide me through every difficulty. I asked another sincere question clearly. "Lord, why does following you openly sometimes lead to misunderstandings or even divisions among people who genuinely love each other?" Jesus compassionately explained, "When people encounter deep spiritual truth, it can initially challenge traditions, beliefs, or understandings. Many fear losing what they've known or worry about betraying their heritage. Yet genuine spiritual truth always invites hearts toward deeper compassion, intimacy, humility, forgiveness, and peace. Though initially challenging, authentic spiritual awakening ultimately heals hearts, restores relationships, and creates profound unity rooted in genuine love." I deeply understood his explanation. While sharing my experience might initially challenge the traditions or beliefs my loved ones cherished, ultimately, authentic spiritual truth rooted in love, humility, and compassion would lead to greater healing, deeper connection, and genuine unity in God's infinite love. Standing in his presence, I gently asked another heartfelt question. "Lord, how should I pray or connect with you after I return? Will religious practices or rituals matter, or is there another way to communicate with you?" He gently replied clearly and compassionately, "Aisha, genuine spiritual connection with me isn't limited to rituals or specific practices alone. It's rooted deeply in personal intimacy, sincere conversation, authentic humility, and genuine openness. Speak to me openly from your heart. Share your fears, joys, struggles, gratitude, and hopes. I'm always near, ready to listen, comfort, guide, and strengthen you." His words deeply comforted my heart. I realized clearly that genuine relationship with him didn't require complicated rituals or specific religious practices. It was deeply personal, authentic, and intimate, accessible anytime through sincere openness, humble honesty, and genuine conversation from the heart. Feeling deeply moved, I asked another question sincerely. Lord, if I openly share what I've experienced and my loved ones reject me or feel hurt, how do I handle that pain? He compassionately reassured me clearly. Aisha, love them patiently, compassionately, and consistently, even if they don't yet understand. Allow my compassion, patience, and love to gently guide your responses. In time, your consistent love, compassion, and humility will profoundly soften hearts, heal misunderstandings, and create genuine openness to deeper truths. Listening clearly, I deeply understood. My responsibility wasn't to force others to accept what I'd experienced. Instead, it was to patiently, humbly, and compassionately reflect the infinite love, peace, and humility I'd discovered, trusting that authentic love and kindness would eventually soften hearts, heal misunderstandings, and inspire openness toward genuine spiritual truths. I then gently asked him another important question clearly. What does genuine faith in you truly look like? How can I practically live out what I've discovered in you? Jesus gently answered clearly, genuine faith in me is reflected through authentic compassion toward others, sincere humility in your interactions, genuine forgiveness of those who misunderstand you, and consistent peace, kindness, and patience in your daily life. Faith isn't merely about beliefs, it's living intimately connected to my presence, allowing my love to flow authentically through you into the lives of those around you. His explanation resonated deeply within my heart. True faith wasn't about arguments, debates, or rigid religious practices. It was profoundly practical, intimately personal, and deeply compassionate. Living connected with him meant authentically reflecting his infinite love, humility, forgiveness, and peace in every relationship and interaction I had with others. Standing before him, I gently asked another personal question clearly. Lord, many people experience anxiety, fear, loneliness, or emptiness. How does genuine intimacy with you transform those experiences? Jesus lovingly explained clearly, genuine intimacy with me profoundly transforms anxiety into peace, fear into courage, loneliness into genuine belonging, and emptiness into lasting fulfillment. Human hearts were created for intimate connection with God. Without this intimacy, souls often experience emptiness, confusion, or anxiety. Genuine relationship with me fulfills that deep inner longing, providing abundant peace, authentic belonging, infinite comfort, and genuine fulfillment beyond anything earthly. His compassionate words deeply comforted my heart. I understood clearly that the emptiness, anxiety, or loneliness I'd previously felt was because I'd unknowingly longed for genuine intimacy, personal connection, and profound spiritual fulfillment found fully and perfectly through relationship with Jesus. Standing before him, I profoundly felt my heart transformed. This wasn't about debating religion or culture. It was about experiencing authentic spiritual intimacy, infinite love, genuine compassion, profound peace, and everlasting fulfillment abundantly available through personal relationship with him. As my extraordinary time with Jesus came gently toward its conclusion, my heart felt profoundly transformed, deeply comforted, and infinitely filled with gratitude and clarity. The confusion, emptiness, and quiet longing I'd carried for so long were now replaced completely by profound intimacy, infinite compassion, authentic love, and everlasting peace in his presence. Yet before I departed from this beautiful, peaceful place, I asked Jesus one final, deeply sincere question clearly. Lord, what is the single most important message you want humanity, and especially those sincerely searching for spiritual truth, to clearly understand? He gently and compassionately replied, Aisha, tell every soul clearly, you are infinitely loved, deeply cherished, profoundly valued, and genuinely invited into personal intimacy, eternal compassion, authentic love, profound peace, and everlasting unity abundantly available through me. My love seeks every heart patiently, compassionately, and continuously. Genuine spiritual fulfillment isn't found merely through rituals, traditions, or human effort. It's found fully and intimately through personal relationship and genuine connection with me. His gentle words resonated deeply in my heart, clearly summarizing the profound truth I discovered. Humanity's deepest longing was genuine intimacy, authentic love, infinite compassion, eternal peace, and personal relationship directly with God through him. He continued gently and lovingly, encouraged souls clearly toward authentic openness, genuine humility, sincere seeking, and personal intimacy. Any heart genuinely seeking truth, compassion, intimacy, forgiveness, and authentic spiritual fulfillment will always find me patiently waiting, lovingly inviting, and infinitely compassionate. Listening carefully, I deeply understood humanity's ultimate spiritual longing wasn't about religious labels, arguments, traditions, or cultural identity. It was about personal, intimate, genuine relationship directly with God Himself, experienced fully through Jesus. Suddenly, I felt myself gently returning toward my earthly life. As I began leaving His compassionate presence, Jesus lovingly reassured me clearly once again. Aisha, courageously share your experience lovingly, humbly, compassionately, and authentically. Your life and testimony will profoundly inspire countless souls toward genuine spiritual awakening, infinite compassion, authentic intimacy, and everlasting peace abundantly available within my infinite love. Instantly, I gently awakened back in my earthly body, breathing deeply, lying in a hospital bed surrounded by doctors and nurses, clearly astonished by my sudden return to life. Doctors later explained my survival as medically unexplainable, a genuine miracle. Over the following weeks, months, and eventually years, I openly and compassionately shared my powerful experience clearly and humbly with family, friends, and eventually others worldwide. Initially, some struggled to accept or understand. Yet, as I lovingly, patiently, humbly lived out the infinite compassion, genuine intimacy, authentic peace, and profound love I'd discovered, hearts began softening, transforming, and opening toward deeper spiritual truths. My testimony soon impacted countless souls worldwide, gently guiding hearts, genuinely seeking spiritual fulfillment, infinite compassion, authentic love, abundant peace, and personal intimacy toward relationship directly with Jesus Himself. Individuals experiencing spiritual emptiness, loneliness, anxiety, fear, confusion, or misunderstanding genuinely discovered profound comfort, authentic intimacy, infinite compassion, and everlasting peace abundantly available within Him. Families and individuals initially struggling with religious differences, spiritual confusion, misunderstandings, or rejection gradually discovered authentic healing, genuine unity, infinite compassion, profound forgiveness, and everlasting peace as they clearly witnessed my life's gentle transformation, genuine love, authentic humility, and profound intimacy with Jesus. Sharing openly was occasionally challenging. I encountered misunderstandings, criticism, or even rejection from individuals who struggled to accept or comprehend my experience. Yet, through every challenge, misunderstanding, or hardship, I felt Jesus' infinite compassion, continual comfort, profound strength, and gentle guidance supporting me profoundly and clearly every step of the way. Today, clearly reflecting on my extraordinary journey, my heart profoundly overflows with genuine humility, infinite gratitude, compassionate clarity, abundant peace, authentic intimacy, and everlasting fulfillment. My life isn't defined merely by tradition, culture, or religious labels, but deeply by personal intimacy, infinite compassion, authentic love, profound peace, and everlasting connection fully experienced through Him. If you're listening to my experience today, especially if you're currently feeling spiritually empty, confused, lonely, anxious, or quietly longing for deeper intimacy and spiritual fulfillment, Please clearly understand profoundly. You're infinitely loved, deeply cherished, profoundly valued, genuinely invited toward authentic spiritual intimacy, infinite compassion, eternal forgiveness, abundant fulfillment, and everlasting peace, clearly available abundantly through Jesus Himself. No tradition, culture, misunderstanding, fear, or past experience can ever permanently separate you from the infinite love, compassion, peace, and personal intimacy genuinely waiting for you in Him. If you're genuinely seeking spiritual truth, authentic intimacy, infinite compassion, abundant fulfillment, genuine forgiveness, and everlasting peace, please sincerely, openly, humbly, authentically, and courageously ask Jesus clearly to reveal Himself compassionately within your life. Speak to Him personally, openly share your heart, your fears, your questions, your longing. He's always genuinely near, compassionately ready to listen, comfort, guide, and transform your life profoundly and eternally. I promise profoundly, genuinely, compassionately, based clearly upon my personal experience, any heart sincerely seeking authentic spiritual truth, infinite compassion, genuine intimacy, abundant fulfillment, eternal forgiveness, and everlasting peace clearly discovers infinite love, compassionate intimacy, genuine transformation, authentic connection, abundant clarity, and everlasting peace abundantly available through relationship personally and intimately with Jesus Himself. Finally, profoundly understand clearly. Your existence isn't random, meaningless, accidental, or empty. You profoundly exist intentionally, infinitely valued, eternally loved, profoundly meaningful, genuinely created clearly to experience authentic intimacy, genuine compassion, eternal purpose, abundant fulfillment, infinite forgiveness, profound spiritual awakening, and everlasting peace clearly available abundantly through Jesus Himself. Thank you profoundly, compassionately, genuinely, humbly, clearly, and eternally for patiently, lovingly, humbly allowing me profoundly to share my extraordinary experience with you, gently guiding your heart clearly toward authentic intimacy, genuine compassion, infinite love, abundant fulfillment, profound spiritual clarity, genuine forgiveness, and everlasting peace abundantly available clearly and personally through relationship intimately with Jesus Himself. Wherever you genuinely find yourself spiritually today, please profoundly and clearly remember you're infinitely loved, deeply cherished, eternally valued, genuinely invited intentionally toward infinite compassion, genuine forgiveness, authentic intimacy, abundant fulfillment, profound spiritual awakening, eternal clarity, and everlasting peace profoundly and eternally available clearly through relationship personally with Jesus Himself. May your life profoundly overflow clearly, infinitely with authentic compassion, eternal forgiveness, abundant spiritual fulfillment, everlasting peace, genuine intimacy, infinite love, genuine humility, profound clarity, authentic openness, abundant strength, continual comfort, profound courage, and eternal unity, genuinely and abundantly available clearly and intimately through Jesus Himself. Thank you infinitely, clearly, profoundly, genuinely, compassionately, authentically, eternally, and humbly, and may God abundantly, profoundly, genuinely, compassionately, infinitely, and eternally bless you always and profoundly within His compassionate, personal, intimate, and everlasting presence.